okay. That sounds quiet. That is not required. Well, hello, yogis. Hello, hello. So we are on our first Facebook Live. Facebook, oh my goodness. First YouTube Live from our recently posted Facebook challenge. That's where I was going. Of doing yoga every day in quarter 4 of 2022. So today is our first Sunday YouTube live check-in for our quarter 4 journey. So I'm really excited to be on this journey with all of my yogi community. I'm gonna give a few minutes for people to join into the live. Get your yoga mat. Um, I was going to light some sage, but I left my lighter out in the living room. So we're just, today is very much a come as you are yoga flow. Um, there are some days where I plan for my yoga flow. There are some days where I don't. Some days I just get on the mat and there's, no real focus, nowhere that I really want to focus on as far as the body. So that's just when you get on your mat, you allow your body to move you, your body and your breath. So I am gonna go grab my water bottle and then we'll get started with our 15-minute flow. But that's okay. We're gonna go without a hair tattoo. All right. Is everybody ready for our 15-minute flow? I'm gonna move my meditation pillow out of the way. Grab some water. Always have that handy whenever you're exercising. While everything else is optional, water is not. So we'll start on the mat in a nice seated position. This is also known as Sukhasana in Sanskrit. I get asked pretty frequently if, oh, should I have socks on or socks off? Whatever you would like. It's a little chilly in here to me right now, and I am by this window, so my feet are a little cold, so I have my socks on. At any point you can pull them off. So sitting up nice and tall in our yoga, I like to call this the yoga crisscross applesauce. If you've ever been to one of my classes, you have heard me refer to this yoga easy seat as a yoga crisscross applesauce. The hands can rest here on the thighs. So you can have the palms facing up to receive the energy around you. Maybe you're feeling kind of low energy or something today. Maybe something happened that just kind of like brought your energy level down. So maybe you want to uplift yourself by, being receptive to the energy around you. Maybe you lit a candle, so you want to receive the energy that, that candle is giving for you. Whatever smell, hopefully it's a smell that you love. Have the palms facing down if you would like to feel more grounded in today's practice. At some point, I will release a series that is about the chakras. And the root chakra is really what helps us in being grounded, and this is a key foundation, a key pose in that root chakra and building that foundation of a yoga practice, of a meditation practice. This is a staple posture. So finding comfort here in this easy seat, maybe you rotate from side to side here on the hips. Not rotate, words. Having difficulty picking my words today. So I'm gonna have my palms facing down to be a little more grounded, in tune with myself. Sitting up nice and tall, so having my shoulders stacked over my hips. So maybe rolling the shoulders up and back. So not leaning too far forward or too far backwards. And turn sideways so you can kind of see what that evaluation looks like. So if you're too far up, your shoulders are obviously not directly over your hips, so you want to bring the shoulders back, being directly over the hips here. You want to keep the chin parallel to the yoga mat, so not having the neck up like this or chin too far to the chest. You want to have a pretty neutral neck. And here in our easy seat or yoga crisscross applesauce, the heels are lined, so you play connect the dots with the heels, and that alignment follows all the way up the center of the body, the navel. Beginning to come in tune with our breath, so figuring out if you're breathing fast or slow here. Maybe, obviously, you may have not even been aware, like, oh yeah, I am breathing, ain't I? But yes, you are. If we had to remind ourselves to breathe, I think a lot of us would be in trouble. We have so many things going on throughout the day that it can be difficult to just focus on the little things. So maybe bring in one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. To bring your mind in line with your breath. Not making any changes to how you're breathing or your natural state of breathing, just being aware. You feeling the chest rise and fall. Does that bring you more into this present moment? And feel the belly fill up with air. And then belly button going in towards the spine as you exhale. Knowing that you are safe in the space around you, I invite you to close your eyes here. Breathing full into the belly, allowing the belly to fill up, the lungs fill up with air. As you exhale, belly button coming towards the spine. Envisioning yourself pushing out all the stagnant air, stagnant energy, negative air, negative energy, all those things. I like to literally visualize things that have not served me throughout the week or negative thoughts that I've had throughout the week. Like literally envisioning them leaving my space, leaving my brain. Because at times a lot of things will live rent free in our body, in our minds. Giving yourself the permission to release those things, people, places, things that don't serve you. Bringing the hands back down to our thighs. Allowing the eyes to flutter open if you've had them closed. Bringing the right ear over towards the right shoulder. Still pulling the shoulders down away from the ears. So you don't want the shoulders like all the way up here. So actually, let's bring the head back to a neutral space here. So scrunch the shoulders up like all the way up towards the ears. You don't want the shoulders in your ears. This is what I mean if I say you don't want the shoulders in your ears. You want to relax the shoulders and slide them down the side body. So let's roll the shoulders up and back just a few times. And to test it out to see if, okay, maybe my shoulders are kind of tight. Am I holding my shoulders up? Just squeeze your shoulders up as close to your ears as possible, and then let the shoulders just drop down. Once more, shoulders just drop. So now we'll bring the right ear over to the right shoulder. And bring the chin down to the chest, coming into some neck circles as we wake our body up from, we essentially did a mini meditation, just sitting there, allowing ourselves to breathe, focusing on one thing at a time, rolling the left ear over towards the right shoulder. Clearly, I don't know my lefts and my rights. Left ear over the left shoulder. And then taking the head back, around over to the right side, doing that once more. So right ear over the right shoulder. Staying there for just a few breaths. Bring the chin to the chest. Maybe you explore some movement here. Right ear to right shoulder. Chin to chest. Left ear over to left shoulder down. And then completing that circle all the way around. You can also bring the arms and the hands into this, so you can clasp the hands here behind the neck. The thumbs will end up on the sides of your neck. I have to go around my lion's mane of hair, so the thumbs end up on the outsides of the shoulders. So we're gonna take that circle, that neck circle, the opposite way this time. So starting with our chin to our chest, we'll take the left ear over towards the left shoulder. You'll see here you have a little more stability here in the neck. You can let the neck fall back into the hands. Then the right ear comes over the right shoulder. And taking that neck all the way around, chin to chest. So knowing that you have this as an option as well. If the neck is a little sore, or your neck needs a little more support as you explore these neck circles. Knowing that you can also make this a full body movement, I'll introduce another pose called cat and cow that you usually do in tabletop, but it's also a good movement opener here in our seated position. So depending on how your feet are, my left foot is currently in front of my right here in my easy seat or Sukhasana. So I'm going to reverse that here. Now I'm ready to take my socks off. Clearly the yoga has just begun. Now that I'm ready to take my socks off. Let's get ready. Let's get yogivated. So even though I swapped my feet, I still have my feet in alignment. So again, playing connect the dots with the heels, and then following that alignment straight up the center of the body. Again, finding this nice easy seat. You can also have the hips a little lifted if the hips might be a little tight here, as we are kind of sitting for an extended period. So again, these are not required, but yoga blocks are good to have for things like this. You can align the hips here on the back of the block, sit up nice and tall here. That just helped open my hips a little bit more. Gave my knees a little bit more space to kind of be open. So knowing that that is an option for you. If you do not have a yoga block, you can also use like a rolled up blanket, a rolled up towel, a shirt, even a pillow, things of that nature. So knowing that you can use things around your house if you don't have yoga blocks. And I did like the way that that felt, so I am gonna put that back. Sitting up nice and tall. We're gonna explore some cat-cows here in our seated Sukhasana. You press the chest forward, the palms are sitting nice on the knees. Press the chest forward, really spreading the collarbone. The chin can lift up. Cow pose, where you come in, arch, slight arch in the back, not quite as much as you'll feel if we were doing this in tabletop. But again, just a nice movement opener here in this nice seated pose. You can also do this sitting in a chair at work. So say, you want to get your yoga in for our Q4 challenge while you're sitting at work one day. This can be some movement that you explore at work, sitting at your desk, even with your feet just flat on the floor. Inhale, gazing up, coming into this seated cow posture. Exhale, you bring your chin to your chest, arching in. Rolling out the shoulders here. So I'm going to come off of my yoga block and come on to all fours, coming into tabletop. We'll explore that cat-cow movement here from tabletop. So here at table, the shoulders are directly over the wrist. The hips are directly over the knees. The palms are spread. The palms are flat on the mat, Fingertips spread nice and wide. So closed hands do not get fed. So have the hands spread nice and wide when they're on the mat. It really helps with your grip, helps with balancing, things of that nature. The tops of the feet here aren't on the mat, so I can see my toes back here. So unless having them bent like this helps you with your balance, then I welcome you to do that. But tops of the feet are on the mat. Here in tabletop, pressing firmly into the palm of the hands. We're going to explore that cat-cow movement. So on an inhale, you drop the belly, you gaze up, coming into cow pose, still pressing into the hands. So don't get lazy arms and collapse into the shoulders. You still want to press into the hands. Kind of have this, you kind of feel this lift up out of the shoulder blades. Like somebody sent you up one more floor in the elevator or something like that. Exhale, you bring your chin into the chest, arch the back like an angry cat. Inhale, you drop the belly. Gaze up. Exhale, chin to chest. Cat pose. Exploring a few more rounds of cat-cow here in tabletop at your own breath and own pace. We'll explore a few more poses before we end our first Sunday yoga check-in. I can't wait to hear about how everybody's journey is going to go. So as you finish your cat-cows, you can tuck those toes now. So first we had the tops of our feet here on the mat. Now we're going to tuck our toes. We are going into downward facing dog, friends. So lifting the knees gently off of the mat. Being very gentle with self. Maybe this is your first downward facing dog of the day. Maybe you've already found some yoga practice before joining today's live. walking out your dog, so alternating taking bends in left and right knee. Might start to sound like a bowl of Rice Krispies, and that's okay. Looking up to the hands, making sure the fingers are spread nice and wide. That your middle finger, that you can draw a straight line off your mat with your middle finger, with both middle fingers here. So you don't want the hands like turned out like this to where the middle finger is going out. You want your middle finger going directly forward. So like this, not like that. Because that just kind of, it just throws off your balance and makes it hard for you to flow. So rotating that clock a little inwards, having the middle finger tracking forward off of the mat. Coming into downward facing dog. Gaze can go between the knees or up towards the belly button, really finding that inverted V. Inhale, you look up to the hands, beginning to walk the feet between the hands. So keeping whatever bend you might need in your knee to get here to this forward fold. Again, if the legs are tight, keeping a bend in the knees here, meeting your body where it's at, maybe even massaging the backs of the legs, the hamstrings, if the legs are tight. Still enjoying this forward fold, allowing the crown of the head to be towards the feet, hanging heavy. I don't know about y'all, but my mama told me I had a big head, so just letting it all hang. We'll inhale, come into a halfway lift so the palms can slide up the shins, resting right below the knees here. You come into a flat back. It's called halfway lift or Ardha Chandrasana. You come back into this forward fold, so allowing the crown of the head to be pointing towards the feet. Maybe you find a little more straightening in the legs now as you warm the back of the legs up with movement. Again, still taking the hands to the backs of the legs. Maybe giving yourself a massage if the legs are tight. Rolling up one vertebrae at a time from your forward fold. We're in nobody's rush. As you stack the shoulders over the hips, keeping the chin parallel to the ground. Coming into a nice mountain pose for Tadasana. Palms are resting by the sides, facing forward. Standing nice and powerful in this pose. So not lazy legs, lazy knees. You want to stand up nice and strong and powerful in this pose. You'll inhale, sending the arms up overhead. You can look up to the hands. On your exhale, you begin to forward fold. So you bend at the hips like a door hinge. Forward fold. You can plant the hands and send one foot back at a time, ending up in plank pose. Lowering down knees, your chest, hugging the elbows into the ribs, chin coming all the way down to the mat. The hands are directly under the shoulders here. You'll press into the hands, coming into a cobra pose. There are a few options you can take here. You can come into a baby cobra or full cobra, extending the arms. And then coming back onto the knees, sending the hips back over the heels, coming into child's pose. Well, thank you, friends, so much for joining me on today's yoga journey YouTube check-in. I look forward to all of you joining me on our future YouTube lives that we will have throughout this Q4 yoga journey. So be sure to tag us in your posts on Facebook and Instagram at Highly Yogivated. You can also use the hashtag Highly Yogivated, or you can also use two other hashtags that we've been using in our posts, which is Q4 Yoga Journey. You can also use Q4 Yoga Journey HY. So that HY is for Highly Yogivated. So we are looking forward to everyone joining our Q4 Yoga Journey. And we'll see you next week on next week's YouTube Live Check-In. Peace.